Hey, hey, everyone. It is your favorite host, Miss Flo, and you are watching and listening to Go with the Flow, a podcast where I share my experience as a teacher, educator, black woman, entrepreneur, so many labels, just keep stacking them up each year. Um, have one of my former students with me, Manaya. It's good to have you back on the show. We haven't had you on for a while, but it's really good to have you here. How have you been? How's your semester going?
Been great. I recently finished up some projects for most of my art classes, and I'm just sorry, I wasn't playing a video games. A little bit distracted, but I'm actually doing quite well, honestly. Less stress due to finishing my first project and getting used to the second ones.
Well, that's good to hear. Manaya has always been a good student, and I just really appreciate you for being on the show. Uh, today Today's episode, I wanted to keep it a bit light and breezy. We've been hearing a lot of things on the news. Most of it is not great, but I just sometimes you just have to kind of take a break from the negativity and just kind of really take the time to celebrate people and put some positive energy out in the universe. I need it. I know you need it. Everybody needs it. So let's just start with that. But first, since it is Women's History Month, what I would like to do for the rest of the episodes this month is just take a time to celebrate women and non-binary entrepreneurs. I have come across so many amazing women in the past few years, even during the pandemic, which is it's been 3 years. Oh my God, Manai, just take a second to realize that it's been 3 years since the pandemic kicked off.
Yep, been in college for 3 years, the whole time, and the pandemic.
Yeah, so okay, so just to keep you guys updated, I was teaching during the pandemic. The pandemic hit like in the middle of Manaya's senior year. So they didn't have a prom, they didn't have an in-person graduation. It was virtually. It was a Zoom graduation. They did it nicely, like a YouTube live, but it was a Zoom graduation. We went into quarantine thinking, oh, it was just gonna be a couple weeks till this dies down, and then weeks turned into months, and then it turned into years. Your first semester, I think, were you still home or were you on campus but just in your dorm?
It was yeah, I was mostly on campus. I believe they sent us home because we started getting too many people getting COVID on campus. So it was like in the second half of the semester, we were home.
Wow. It doesn't even seem real. It's very because like the only reason I kind of bring it up is because I've been seeing posts lately, that whole trend like, oh my God, 3 years since the pandemic, and people posting, what they look like before we went into quarantine and what they look like now. Not gonna lie, I haven't seen that many impressive transformations. And then some of it seemed like people, like the pandemic hit them hard. So I'm not gonna judge, I think it affected everybody differently. Some people like really took the time to take care of themselves, but like other people, it was just meh. But I digress. I'm just bringing it up because of the trend. But as I was saying, over the years, I have the pleasure of meeting and getting to know some fabulous uh entrepreneurial women, and hopefully, they will inspire you as they have inspired me. Um, who I'm about to introduce is Because Science. It is by Amanda Press. I actually met her at AwesomeCon, and what she makes is just so amazing. Um, she makes this like jewelry art of recycled technology. Like it's so beautiful and unique. It really caught my eye, and as you know, if you've been paying attention and watching the last few episodes, you kind of notice that I have a taste for unique jewelry. And I actually have her earrings on in support of our LGBT community who may be heavily hit and affected in Florida and other parts of this country. As you can see, the earrings are the gay pride flag, but they're made of actual wires. Like I'm gonna take this off and like really put it to the camera. As you can see, like it's made of wires. Now, granted, I am a cis straight woman, but this is just gorgeous. Like absolutely gorgeous. And you see her Instagram, if you go to like Because Science underscore DC, please support this amazing talent. Oh my God, I'm struggling to put this back on. Hold on, hold on. But yeah, she just like makes like really great jewelry. I hope she's returns to AwesomeCon because well, I mean, she has her own shop. Let me just go back to her bio. So there is an in-person store that's open daily. She also has a website. So if you go to her Instagram, again, Because Science underscore DC, her links are all right there in the bio. So please make sure that you follow, support, and just look at this. This is impressive. I love people um who have like a niche talent. And this, it is just so beautiful. I want all her stuff. I would spend all of my money, in her store. But again, like I hope to bump into her at AsaCon again this year. But definitely go out and support Amanda for sure. Another entrepreneur that you guys need to support is Plus Ultra Entertainment. Um, they are having a villains ball May 20th. May 20th. So if you're in DC and you haven't got your tickets, head over to Plus Ultra on Instagram, Twitter, go to the links in their bio and get yourself a ticket. It is a bit pricey. It's gonna run you a little over $82 for the villain price. If you're going super villain, it's gonna be over 100. It's worth it though. I have been to Plus Ultra parties. If you are an introverted nerd of any fandom, this is a safe space for you to turn up, to have fun, have a good time, and meet some unique, beautiful people. So please make sure that you go out. I will be going. I will be going to the villains ball. Manaya, if I think you should go. You're 21 now, right?
Yeah, when is the ball?
It's May 20th.
Oh wow, I'm dumb. You literally said it.
But yeah, but like, yeah, you should. I think you should go if you save up. I know, I think this, we were still at the early bird special, but you make sure you guys double check. So, like, the sooner you get it, because I'm definitely going. I was actually shopping for my character, which you guys will have the opportunity to guess and win some
Oh,
prizes. Manaya can't do it. She can't
what?
participate. No, because like we already discussed this, so you cannot win the prize.
Wow. Okay.
So only the viewers, those my supporters, they will have an opportunity to win. But Manai, really quickly, I want to hear like if you're going to the ball, what villain would you be?
Hmm, that's hard. I don't know many villains. Maybe I would try to be Azula, since technically she is a villain.
I can see that. I can see that for you. Why? Why
Um,
her?
First, she's really cool. She's cannot curse.
Is
Wait, hold on. I really like her style. She's smart, manipulative in a good way for her plan. She always knows. She's always like 3, 5 steps ahead of the people that she's trying to manipulate, and she actually knows what she's doing. She knows how to fight. She knows she's smart enough to strategically beat, win in her battles, and she's like, I don't want to say she's misunderstood, but she is misunderstood,
isn't it like all
mostly
villains?
because
It's mostly like all villains.
yeah, because like she was mostly raised by her father and not her mother, compared to how Zuko was raised by their mother and less of their father. And their mother was the more empathetic one, while their father was a monster. And I really like her character.
Well, that'd be nice. I think that you could really pull it off. Now, this ball is not like your, I don't think it's like gonna be like your typical cosplay. I think you have to be a little fancy with it. Like, if the best way, like the way I've seen some examples that they have posted, it's like you would really have to do cosplay, but like prom,
Mhm.
like have the opportunity to really drag up your cosplay for this. Now, I have the perfect person for it. Let me just tell you a quick story about this. So, the original outfit that I got for my attended character, one, I think I got the wrong size. Again, it's Amazon. So, um, two, I don't think I can alter it to really save it, so I'm going to return it. I'm going to ship it. Um, then, there's this I think like I had to get my measurements, but I had to use a measurement app that just scans my body to get my measurements. It's really cool. I can tell you guys about it now because like I don't really sew. I don't have a measuring tape. It is called Sizer, which is available for Google Play, and it uses your camera to like scan your body and give all your measurements. So I think my body is very weird. What I would think would be like a size 8, and then when I did my measurements, it's more looking like a size 12. So there's that for the outfit. So I'm glad I did it. So I was teeter-tottering whether or not I should make a switch or should I change my character, but no, I really have a clear vision for the outfit for the character that I want to, the villain that I want to do. And I don't want to give up on that quite. I don't want to give up on it at all. I really don't. And even if I do switch characters, I'm still going to like give you the clues to who the attended character. So I'll keep you guys posted if things change. But for the most part, I think I feel better making the change to the outfit so it doesn't look cheesy or cheap. It like I have some other ideas to like make it a little bit more glamour. fingers crossed, because like I just want to say this might have been the wrong season to like to pick the outfit because like if you live in DC, if you go through most of the stores, it's cherry blossom. So you got your pinks, your whites, your reds, your greens, just spring, like springtime colors, which are beautiful, not the color scheme that I need whatsoever, and it's upsetting. So here is the clue. Well, the first clue that I gave, I wasn't consistent. I think I missed like two episodes where I did not provide a clue. So like the first clue that I had was that this villain is rich. The second clue is that my villain arch goes to school with their arch nemesis. That's clue two. Should I do a third clue?
I think they might get it. I
Okay.
know it's kind of easy for me, but like I think it's not that hard to get.
To be fair, there are a number of villains who are wealthy, and maybe the going to school kind of narrows it down, but like there's quite a few in different franchises. If I should,
Let me give a hint that kind of probably doesn't connect to it at all. The villain is not from Word Girl.
sure.
It
Okay.
has nothing to do with it, so it's fine.
So if you guys guess my correct villain, I'm working on merchandise. So I found Printify. I'm just giving free ad space here, but when I like a product, I like a product. So I found Printify, and my biggest fear of going into like the merchandise game is that like I would have to basically gamble and get, buy everything in bulk, have it shipped to my place, and just have stuff all over my unit. But actually, I could make the designs, upload my designs, and put it on a number of different items, ranging from your typical shirts and hoodies to bags, notebooks, bookmarks, coffee mugs, all of that. But it's like they will take care of all the shipping. And they even have a way like you can calculate your profit margins. All you gotta do is just connect their service to your e-commerce on whatever website that you are using to sell your merch. And I'm just like, thank God, because I like this is just I want to make sure that I profit from this experience so that I can expand. Like I said, I do want to hire a lot of my former students uh so they can utilize this platform to bring awareness to certain issues and just expand. So people like Ziggy, Marcel, Maniya, Scion, shout out to Scion. I need to bring him back on the show at some point, but he's always busy. Just a lot of my former students, because when they were part of the journalism program in school, they made amazing content. And I'm pretty sure once I bring them aboard, they're going to even, continue that tradition. Um, but yeah, so again, the villain's ball is just going all over the place, but you know what? That's fine. Friday night, and it's been an exhausting day, but we're gonna get through it. Um, Villains Ball, May 20th. Sponsored by Plus Ultra Entertainment. So make sure that you support them and follow them on all socials, because they have some other stuff that's coming up too, like in April. They're also going to have Hero Fest, and of course they're going to be um doing the after party for AwesomeCon that Friday night. So that's always fun. All right, so on to our first story, and of course, in celebration of Women's History Month, this extraordinary Black woman who she found a cure to cancer. She found the
Yeah, I saw that.
cure to cancer by using lasers. So, just a little backstory on how like I discovered this amazing woman, Dr. Green. Um, found like a post where she is explaining. She's on a radio show. I can't quite remember which show it was on. I can picture his face. I just can't pull his name right now. But he's on a radio show and she's explaining how she has found a way using lasers to target the cancer cells without causing harm to the rest of the body. So you don't have to worry about losing your hair. You don't have to worry about taking chemo and getting very sick. Like this is the cure that or the treatment. No, it's not a treatment, it's a cure. It's a cure to cancer. This is something that I wish was around for my cousin Nisi, RIP, to Nisi, because she passed away in her 40s, like when I was in college, and she was battling cancer since she was like 29, and it was absolutely, but the way she carried herself from my memory of her, because like she would, come over when she was in good spirits and doing well. It's like you couldn't tell that she was going through it whatsoever. It was she she was a brave and strong woman, and I wish this was around for her because no one really deserves to suffer from this very merciless disease. And I'm pretty sure like all of you probably have a family member or someone that is battling cancer or has battled cancer and you have watched them go through chemo and it's not an easy sight whatsoever. So, hold on, let me get her full name because like I don't want as you if you've been watching this show, like I have been unfortunately butchering some names. But I want at like I'm really trying to make sure that I give my proper respects um to this woman because this is the like the way she put it because I actually stitched it, just to help bring more attention to it. Why would, come on, son, work with me, Google. I think it's Dr. Hyde. I really think I messed up the name. Hold on. Technical difficulties, but hold on, there we go. Cause
Hadia Nicole Green.
okay, Hadia Nicole Green.
Okay.
So Dr. Hadia Nicole Green, she came up with this technology, whereas like she would like attach the metal plate to the cancer cells and have this laser. Like the laser could touch anything else and it won't cause harm to it. But if it touches that plate, then it kills whatever around it. And that's the gist of the explanation. And somebody in the comments pointed out like that post was relatively old, like maybe a year or two old. And I'm just like, just now hearing about this. I'm just like, this is like award-winning discovery. Like I'm like even as I put her like through the Google search, the Aura Lee Smith Research Foundation pops up. Hold on. Maybe because like I just like been misspelling her name.
Well, we
Webster.
know we have to how to protect her somehow.
That's what they were saying in the comments too, because they were just like, "Yo, like we gotta protect her at all costs, make sure she's safe."
The
So
last time we had somebody who was of color who found a way to cure an illness that seems uncurable,
what are you talking about?
I
Black
believe there
Panther?
was a man.
It was a
Uh,
man, yeah.
I think it was a black man who used like natural ingredients, like plants and stuff, to help with sicknesses and actually heal people faster than pills that you buy over the counter.
His book is out there. I know who he referred to, and it kills me. Like I can't pull his name. If you know the name of the person that we're talking about, please put it in the chat. Cause like when it comes to names, I can remember people's faces. I can remember like the weirdest details about a person. If you ask me
Honestly,
their
scary.
name, I don't know what to tell you. This the name will never pop up. It's terrible, and that's like a bad trait for a teacher. It'll take me like, well, I'll say this. I remember a student's name after a week of like consistency. If they're consistent, like coming to class or for attendance, but like if it's like for a coworker, all right, like if like I don't talk to you or interact with you on a daily, I am not gonna remember your name. Don't feel bad. It's not nothing personal. It's just I be so caught up in my own world. So yeah, like as I'm doing the Google search on my phone, like you see her in like the National Institutes of Health. She is mentioned in the Morehouse School of Medicine. Like there's a post like Doctors on Air from August 17th, 2022. So she said like this she has done the test runs on mice and it was successful. So I'm just like, can we get a move on this? We were dealing with the pandemic and things like that, but she was talking about this last year. Pandemic is kind of still going on, but is not as bad as before. So I think we can dedicate some time to really speed this up. You sped through like the vaccine,
Really fast.
so you can do the
I
same
thought
thing
that
for
right
cancer.
away.
You can do the same thing for the cancer. You really can. It's plausible. Y'all have the means and power to do it. Let's get it done. That'll be great. Let's not let people suffer.
Let's not do that now.
You know what I mean? But you know what it is. The government, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but with everything that's going on in the news, is it really a conspiracy anymore? Do we really, you know, the powers that be have the ability to
You
really
know,
push her invention. Sorry, I was struggling to speak for a second. Have her invention like mass market, but they won't do it. And it's not the first time, the government has been or the people's trust in the government have been at question, and it's about to come all to light now as Malcolm X's daughter, Shabazz, she is suing FBI, CIA, New York MPD for their alleged involvement and possible cover up of Malcolm X assassination. When I heard this, I was like, yo, this is pretty huge because watch if you haven't had a chance, if you go to Netflix and look up, hold on, I want to make sure I get the name right. Uh, who killed Malcolm X? Is this activist who knew something wasn't quite right with the story. Is a little bit iffy, so he does some digging. There's three men that were arrested and convicted for the assassination of Malcolm X. Two have been exonerated. So that's definitely she's going to bring that up in the case. Um, and then there was one person who was suspected to be the actual assassin, but was like a good Samaritan and a pillar in his community. Like if you watch it, it's very weird because like anytime the activist was like bringing it up, the people around him was like, "Yo, you gotta leave the past in the past. Stop digging into that or
What?
whatever." It is like weird. It was no like, no, he could never do that.
They
He's
said the same thing about
the
Jeffrey
same.
Dahmer, but look.
Oop,
I mean, I mean,
just it was very very weird. So I think let me make sure I pronounce her first name correctly. Because like I
like
don't
every
want to do
man.
that because like and plus if you look at the photo, let me bring back the photo. If you look at the photo, like the way she's like posing here, she is definitely Malcolm X's daughter. She has the same, and she even got glasses. Same energy. You know what I mean? And I would want some justice too because it's like how do you allow? So it's been noted that law enforcement have been following and tracking Malcolm X because if you know his story, he was the complete. I mean, if the government is going so as far to track Dr. King for somebody that is nonviolent, and then you have Malcolm X, who was essentially the very opposite, very militant. When he first started out, was heavily connected to Islam and ooh, but Malcolm's story just makes me so sad because it was like he really got by his own people that excommunicated him because he didn't want anything to do with a leader at that time.
Mm. That
Was
is
the
that is that is high levels of petty. That is that heavenly levels of petty. That is good lord.
It was
I'm
just,
sorry.
I mean, like it was foul. It was foul. Um, but like as I was saying, so she she's suing. She's taking the necessary action. She wants all those records released because after a certain amount of time, the documents can be made public. And you know what? I hope she wins. I truly hope she wins. I hope the truth comes out, and Malcolm gets the justice that he deserves.
That's the same.
You know, it's been a long time coming, and I
Ilyasa Shabazz.
Ilyasa Shabazz. Okay, so Ilyasa Shabazz, like she is taking the necessary steps to get justice for her father. And I would advise, like, if you look into like the story of Malcolm X, it'll definitely break your heart. It really, like this man always had to look, you know, over his shoulder. You know what I mean? Always pick it outside his window with the shotgun. Like he knew he was being watched. He knew he was being followed, tailed. You know what I
And I bet
mean?
certain people were trying
That
to
part
like,
is like is well documented. Anytime like you mention or have like Malcolm featured in a movie in part of the civil rights movement, that is talked about. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you know with like the FBI under J. Edgar Hoover, you know, a racist and a closeted homosexual, um, was very, very adamant to track and destroy, dismantled any strong leadership that was present in the Black community. That is also well known. So, I really think she has the case and she has the right to sue. And don't just say like, "Oh, she's doing it for the money." I'm like, no, this is bigger than money. When anything that goes in testimony, it's in a transcript, that's public record. This is about bringing truth out in the open. That's the main objective. If she does get some money, good for her. Most likely she would probably. Manai, are you singing?
no. Uh, was born in the dark, comes to the light. It was from the Tyler Perry play. Sorry.
Not Tyler Perry. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is about like really shedding light on like a huge cover up and finally getting some answers um that her family deserves. And hopefully this might be part two. If they make Who Killed Malcolm X, this could be a part two to the documentary. So Netflix, make sure you're actively watching and documenting this because, like I said earlier, Malcolm's story is a very tragic one. This was someone that rose up from his criminal past to really being a, a pivotal a pivotal force in the civil rights movement. It was just like he really didn't have any protection at the end, and yeah. So hopefully we could get those answers, and I would predict or assume that if she did get money out of this, that she would put it towards a worthy cause to help um the Black community in any shape or form. Because I feel like she would be that type of person in the legacy and the honor her father. Um, Godspeed, man. All right. Today's focus on the main topic for this episode, I wanted to talk about hair journeys. I think everybody has a specific hair journey, but I think when it comes to Black women, our hair journey runs a little bit steeper than I think than most people. It's a very complicated love-hate relationship Black women have with our hair. I think black people in general, for real, for real. I don't think it's just women.
I
Me-
literally saw a TikTok of a dude who was doing his hair, and he only had like two braids in, and he was already ready to get up, give up.
It's a lot. It's a lot to maintain our hair. For majority of African Americans, we are dealing with like 4C, 4B hair, which is of a thicker texture. You know what I mean? So it's harder to comb. It's beautiful. I would say this before like I go into like the complication of black hair. It is a very beautiful, our hair is very beautiful. It's very iconic. There's a lot of rich history in terms of like our hairstyles, our just our contribution to pop culture.
Mhm.
Hair is our hair. So, for those that know me a long time, like, I had a recent hair journey-esque experience. I did a chop. So I cut my hair. So just to like, I mean, you saw the Bob last episode, but you get a chance to really, so it's not really much a reveal. But if you knew me since elementary, middle school, high school, I always like had like long hair that came to my back. You know what I mean? And recently I decided to cut my hair. Forgive me, it was raining today. I had my hair open, so it's not giving 100%. But I decided to chop my hair because I've just been having trouble maintaining my hair. I'm doing a lot as a teacher. I'm doing a lot with my publication. Um, I was dealing with issues with my scalp. Like I think I have eczema in my scalp. It's not diagnosed. This is just what I speculate. Um, for a while, I would even say some years, like I've just seen some inflammation and just around the line of my scalp, behind my ears, the back of my neck is just like extra built up crust that just align around my hair. And it was just like it's got so bad. Usually I think like, okay, I'm not washing my hair enough, or just like what can I really do to fix this? Like, do I need to drink more water? It's probably like a factor in it as well. But so like recently decided to switch products. I was using Cream of Nature argan oil before, and then I switched up to Shea Moisture. But I got the Jamaican castor oil vinegar type mix, and that made my hair super coarse. Like as soon as because usually I could do for the past couple years, I could get away with like a wash and go, where I would just like wash my hair, let it kind of put the conditioner in, let it air dry, and I would have a fro, which worked. A lot of people, loved that because of like what an afro symbolizes. It's a symbol of beauty, power, and defiance against a system where for decades Black people were obligated to assimilate by either straightening their hair, whether through a flat iron or a perm, which really like damages our hair, or getting like micro braids, like anything that would be received as neat, taint, or tamed, um, just to feel more comfortable in white spaces, or like we had no choice because, there have been hair discriminating laws for so long, you know. So everybody, like a lot of people appreciate the fro, but like the last time like I watched it, it was like super like crusty, like it was just rough. And this really sucked because this was like the weekend of the Model UN trip, and I was just like struggling like so bad to like I found a way to kind of fix it, but like this was like I was saying to myself, this is not it. I have to switch again. But I noticed that my scalp was better, but my hair was terrible. So then I was like, okay, maybe if I try another Shea Moisture version, then it'd be better. And then I did like the smooth and curly mix, which is like I think it's coconut. Let me hold on, I'm gonna get the bottle, but it's like hibiscus. It's the pink bottle with like and the consistency is white. So I was like, okay, let me try this. I washed my hair on a Wednesday because we had a blackout and after school activities were canceled. And I was like, okay, maybe I could just take this as a sign to go take care of my hair. And so I was able to wash it and it was much better, like a lot softer, easy to tame. I even got their blowout cream, which oh my God, like you know the section of your hair that's rougher and like an entire it feels complete it doesn't even feel like it's your hair, but it's like in the middle of your crown that's just completely different texture than the rest of your hair. That felt like it blended in. Like it made my hair feel more consistent. So I was like, "Oh my God, like I've been sticking with Cream in Nature for like I don't know how long. And my scalp, my hair was a mess. Like okay, I would say this with the Cream in Nature and argan oil, my scalp is suffering, but my hair was somewhat manageable. And then when I switched to the other product, the Shea Jamaican castor oil mix, it was like rough, but then like I gave it a go, and I feel like that's what a lot of people you had to really experiment with different hair products to and like drop a lot of money, like spend a lot of money trying to figure out what's best for your hair, and that in itself in this journey, and then as I'm blowing my hair out. I noticed that, there's some parts of my hair that's been uneven. You know how you like you trim your ends, but I don't have a good sight of like what's even. And then I noticed like as I'm blow drying my hair with the comb attachment, like my ends are looking so rough. A lot of times when I have bad hair days, it's supposed to be because like of split ends. And I was just like, well, I just cut it. I just like took the scissors and just chopped. Because the ends were pretty bad. Like they were rough up to about here. Maybe not as short as this, because to be honest, as I was when I did the other side, I realized I cut it too short, and then it wasn't even like an asymmetrical type deal. It was more like, oh, I didn't measure that right, and then I had to kind of like go back and cut. So this is what you see before you. I'm still still kind of getting used to it a bit, but I mean, it just feels better because, like, on if this was like, if I had my original length hair on a rainy day like this, it would really be a challenge to maintain it. But see how, like, like, there's still some tangles. I felt that, and that kind of hurt. But, like, just look how much easier it is once I trimmed the dead ends and like usually I would have to go with a blow dryer and high heat just to help manage it. But like look how like easy it is to just and I'm good, for the most part. If I still had my length, I couldn't really do that, you know. Um, and then for me, for this kind of hair journey, because like a few weeks ago, I had one of my students come up to me and say, like, Miss Vera, like, I want to do a chop, but I'm afraid because, like, I don't know what I would look like with shorter hair, or I don't think I would feel as confident with short hair. And that's kind of sad because, like, I feel like if you want healthier hair, but one, I was just it, dealing with our hair is such a complicated question because, like, I felt bad that she couldn't do what she thought was best for her hair because she's afraid of how it might look or what like people would say, you know. But like I told her, it's like you got to do what you think is, best for you. And then here I am, a couple weeks later, I'm just like staring at my hair. I'm not satisfied with it. I was just dealing with this huge, you know, problem with my hair last week, and then I finally had this resolution, and then, now you see this bob. But I don't feel like it's that big of a change. It's like, okay, so here's my hair when it was younger. So like when I was, I think this is my senior year, is either junior or senior year. And like in high school, I always like kept my hair in like one braid, or if I had like, you remember what Jasmine looked like in Aladdin,
Yeah.
and just had the scrunchies on my hair, like that look. Um, what I mean? I've always been praised for having long hair and things like that, but like in the past couple years, I've kind of experimented a little bit with like a shorter length, whether like curling it or what I call like origami, origami, origamiing my hair into a shorter length without making the commitment to a shorter cut. But, I don't really regret this. Like, I feel like I just did what was best for. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. Like, what I did for. I feel like I did what I believe was best for my hair, my sanity. Because, like, if I felt like I kept it at this length and I was out in the rain with it open, I would be having a whole meltdown and struggling. But like, just look at this. Run my fingers through it. And it still has volume too. So I feel like I'm not. I didn't really, and it's just still just something more manageable than previously before.
Yeah.
Now, Manai, you had like your own hair journey. If you never seen like pictures of Manai, Manai has like these beautiful dreads. So, like, what was like a hair journey for you?
So as you know, I have locks. Um, I had these since I was about 8. Um, I mostly got them since, well, in the beginning, it was mostly because my father had the same hairstyle. My mother and my father, they all had locks. My dad's friend, my dad's cousin also had locks. So a lot of people in my family inspired me to actually get locks. So I asked for them, got in my head while I was 8. But as I got older and my hair grew as well, when I got into middle school, I had what was, I believe, what people in my community called the ugly phase. That you actually have to like, it's not for the faint of heart if you want to get locks and you have to go through the ugly phase of them. Because sometimes most people like to take them out during that phase because they don't like how they look. People are coming at them for how their locks look, blah blah, all that stuff. So
So
that
wait, what
was
do you mean
me.
by the ugly phase? Like what was like can you describe what your hair looked like during this transitional phase?
Okay, it's like when you first get your locks, they have it's like a certain thickness and length to them. It's
Mm,
kind of like a bob, but not, because your hair has to actually grow in certain lengths since it kind of can be uneven in certain parts. Some
mm,
locks are shorter, or some locks are thicker or thinner than others. So like, because as you grow into it, your hair has to like evenly grow together. And like as
mm.
your hair grows, you can add more hair to the locks to like even them out some more.
Oh, okay.
But when I was younger, my hair was an unruly mess at the time. So the way it shaped my face made my face look bigger than it actually was. And you know Edna from The Incredibles?
Oh my God.
That's how my locks kind of shaped my face.
One of my former students said that I look like Enna now. And I was like, I went to a class, a party, cosplay party, Alice DC as Edna. So it was just
Nice.
new cosplay character unlocked. Um, well, I mean, okay, so like, what did you do to properly maintain your dreads?
Well, the person who mostly did my hair was my dad, since
Oh,
my mom's hands weren't really fit for redoing my locks or retwisting them. As I got older, I got like more styles with my locks. And even though my cousins were very heavy-handed, I don't know what it is with the black community and having aunts or older cousins who are like very heavy-handed with their hair and make it ultra tight. But I remember, I think it was for our graduation pictures or senior pics. I actually had my hair done by my cousin, and she actually had to sew my hair up because my hair was so heavy it couldn't stay up by itself.
mm.
And
How much does your hair weigh now?
I haven't checked the weight of it now, but it does go past my butt, like way past. I sit on it almost all the time.
It's commitment.
Yeah, I'm gonna like trim it down soon to like even it out some more. Cause
What do
like
you what do you think would be the best length for you?
I wanted to stop at like the my lower back. I don't want to go past my butt anymore because I don't like sitting on my hair and just yanking my head back.
Then why don't you just like do like the gentleman's thing when they have like the little tailcoats and just like push it back before you sit?
I do, but somehow it slips back under me.
Lord have mercy.
And it's not like my hair is all in one motion. I have to move like different locks. I have to make sure I get all of them because if I miss just one, that's gonna hurt if I sit on it.
Lord have mercy. Okay. So
But
like
like, oh,
no, I was gonna ask like what do you do to maintain your dreads? Because that's a lot of responsibility.
I use I make sure I don't do as much as I do on my scalp when I'm greasing it and oiling it, but I kind of use whatever oil or grease I have left over on my hands. I put it down. I like caress my locks going down to make sure each and every one gets some moisture within them.
Oh,
And I also, my dad's girlfriend actually bought me a bonnet for people with long hair, and
oh,
it's perfect for my locks. It's like 3 times the size of an actual bonnet.
that'd be cute. So I would say this because it's like it seems like there's a lot of maintenance that comes with having dreads. How long does it take you to do your hair?
So when I'm getting my hair done, I think me and my dad plan to do it like every few months to do it to let my hair actually grow out
Hmm.
and he can retwist it, relock it, and all that. But in one sitting, it takes about 3.5 to 4 hours.
So to retwist your hair, it takes
All of
three.
it.
Oh my God,
Hmm.
Lord. That see, that's the other thing. I've only been to the salon 2 times in my life. I cannot sit there for hours waiting, then sit a few more hours to do my hair. Like I couldn't. Like I did my hair for prom and I did my hair for sixth grade graduation and graduation pictures.
Hmm.
That was it. Like I couldn't. I've been pretty much, but that's the thing. I don't think for a long time I really knew how to do my own hair. Like braiding it in one braid or like doing the scrunchy thing was just like the easiest thing I could do to maintain. You know what I mean? And then as I got older, like after college, I started really experimenting with my. But it was hard. Maybe I need to do this show earlier because I've been doing it after Drag Race, but I'm just like, should I do it before? So I just have it at 7 because I'm at the point where I'm like really want to go to bed, and I have an event to go to tomorrow. But I'm just say this, just to kind of like wrap it up in the own point. I
Cat
think,
wise.
I mean, you're a college student. You have like how many classes that you're doing right now?
Technically, I have five, but like three of them are online. Two of them are like 3 hour studio classes.
Yeah, so you have like 5 classes with the assignment from each one project. So, like, just imagine I mean, like you said, you get your hair done like every few months.
Hmm.
So, like, dreads have this half luxury, but half it's very weird. I think it's like the dreads is like you can just roll out of bed with your dreads and just be fine. Not really having to do too much. They're just that's the style, just the dreads hanging down, right?
Then you can
And
also be creative with it.
but yeah, but like if you were in a hurry, like if you had to go get to class, like your dreads won't necessarily be holding you back. But
Yeah.
as for like other natural hairstyles like froze, um, like you have to make sure that your scalp is oiled, which I need to find a new one. I need to
Just
find
like you
something
have
that
to before you go to bed, you have to like conroll it before you go to sleep.
you have to put rollers or braid it up or twist it up to really protect your hair from
You have
any
to use like
harm.
5 different type of greases to make sure your hair is good.
You have to make
The
sure you find the
expensive ones.
make sure you find the right bonnet that doesn't slip off in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you're doing like there is a lot of maintenance that comes with natural hair. People praise natural hair because they're like what black men specifically are like don't want to see the wigs anymore. They don't want to see like the fake hair. They want a natural sister, but don't understand the amount of money that sister is spending. They don't see like the hours that she or they are like putting into like maintaining. It's a lot of work. You know what I mean? But natural hair with length is something that is like so coveted in our community. But in a time where we may not necessarily can really do all of that as while working, some people may like working more than one job, maybe two or three to make ends meet. Are we in a recession?
I was- I think so. Are we?
Like oh, it seems like it. I feel like people are mentioning that on social media, but like we're in like people are just struggling all around, and then the additional responsibility of still trying to maintain pretty with our hair. It is so nightmarish. You know what I mean? Like it's too much. So like so far I haven't the only person that's really given me some like not a lot of grievance, but some is my mom because you know that's always been I think she always thought like I cut my hair before because again like the way I curled it and the shrinkage, but like when she could see like it's clearly a chop, she addressed it. Not in a bad way, but just like clearly observing it. Um, but everybody else just kind of, because like I said, if you've seen like other pictures before, like I've kind of been playing around with short styles, but now it's like it's permanent. But I feel like what I did was best for my sanity and best for my hair because I can't keep wondering, is it gonna be the just for define like experiment with different looks with this length of hair? But I feel like whatever it is or whatever I do decide, I feel like it would be just so much easier. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, easier, not easy, easy, but like much better than what it was before. And still serve a look. And I mean, it's the same for like, cause when Doja Cat, when she like shaved her head and eyebrows, like she got so much hate for that. People were calling like, "Oh, she's having a mental breakdown," yada yada yada. When in reality, she just didn't like hair. She says it's like she never liked hair. The only reason she had it because like she was coming up in the music industry for the look. You know what I mean? But she basically just like in her post, she was like, it's a struggle to like work out and try to maintain your figure with like your hair getting like sweated out and da da da. It was like it was time. She was just like, and she's free. Like her not having hair doesn't interfere with her musical creativity or her like visuals. Like she will still stunt on anybody and everybody. Same thing for Amber Rose. Same thing for who else? Like I think Sweetie, she did a buzz cut. There's somebody else. Can't really think. You know what I mean? It's just like for a lot of women, when they cut their hair, and it's
Like
like
a
is
sense of
there?
freedom.
Yeah, it's just like okay, it's one less thing I don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I will say, like I would ever go bald because like I'm not confident in my head shape, but I feel like me cutting it to a more manageable length that will allow me more time to do other things that I need to do, including self-care, then chop chop, you know?
Hmm.
And that's basically like my takeaway. I feel like black women in general get the most hate, whether they do natural or they choose to assimilate and get and perms, flat iron. Yeah, I gotta move up the time. This is too late. I gotta like, we'll see after RuPaul's Drag Race, cause like I made it just the time after the season finale, because like I want to make sure that I give my best energy to my listeners, but it's just I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's just like I would just say this for anybody that's on their personal hair journey: do what's best for you, as opposed to appeasing the masses. Because at the end of the day, they don't have to do your hair; you have to do your hair. You know what I mean? Like you're the one that's paying for it. You're the one that has to like maintain it daily. You know what I mean? It's attached to your scalp, not theirs. So if you do whatever you can to properly maintain it, you have, your own the body autonomy. So, well, for the most part in this country, for your hair. Um, but just say, just do you. Do what's best for you to maintain your sanity and work-life balance and not have to deal with the haters. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. Maniya, thank you for joining me on this episode and hope to see you on future episodes. Everybody, make sure that you get some rest. Make sure that you follow Noir Vibes DC on all social media. I am not on TikTok. TikTok is racist. Say what I said. There's
I
literally
don't know
because but
why.
wait, before I close out, I
Uh-huh.
saw a post today from Black Sands Entertainment, and he had posted because like TikTok is like at Congress right now trying to justify their app,
I
and this
saw
one
that. I was wondering what was going on because I had no idea. It kept popping up on my TikTok feed, and I was like, "What?
so one of the
CEO
like
TikTok?"
one of the congresswomen because like one TikTok it's something to do with because people have been saying like TikTok is just spyware for China, um, so dealing with like privacy violation concerns, I'm assuming. Um, I read like the full story, which I will. We'll get into that next week because there's more to dish on that. But this black congresswoman name escapes me. I'm so sorry, but she is going in on the CEO. It's just like you are shadow banned or you have blocked or considered anything with the word black or Black Lives Matter as offensive. And any account that utilizes that, they get shadow banned, meaning they won't get the same amount of attention as like another user. And Black Sands Entertainment went in. He said like for the first 2 months of TikTok, he was doing fine, and then like his numbers decreased. And it's not because he's not popular. Like his stuff is selling on Amazon. He was on Shark Tank, so he has some notoriety. He ain't no, average Joe. He has a following, but his stuff was getting reached because his publishing company is, Black Sands Entertainment. So it basically like TikTok was considering anything Black Lives Matter or black inappropriate. Sounds racist to me. So they got to answer to that. Good luck, whatever. Most of the other platforms copied your formula anyway, so I'm not sorry. And, all right. Anyway, Like I said, you can follow me at Noir Vibes DC. I have the YouTube channel, so if you missed the live last week, because Twitch only saves the streams for up to like 6, 7 days. So I put modified a little bit, but the live streams are up there on YouTube as well, available in audio version on all podcasting platforms from Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and any and all places that you listen to your podcast. I am on it. Make sure that you follow, subscribe, and share. If you love what I do, if you want to keep it around, a like, follow, subscribe goes a long, long way. I'll be announcing my website and the merch soon, so stay tuned for that. And again, I appreciate you guys for supporting me and supporting this publication. It truly means so, so much. Again, Maniya, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
And
you for having me.
remember, you guys, you can't go wrong when you go with the flow. We'll be going to bed. Thank you and good
Nah.
night.